And I have some wonderful news for you. I have been able to write three books, three powerful books about my life, about my journey, about different things that I've been through. And I want to share that news with you. And please, please, please go out, Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, and order these books. But I want to talk a little bit today about the book. The first book that I've written is called The Journey of False Perception. Now, this book is very, very dear to my heart. And the reason why, it's about 40 years of my life. 40 years of my life of different things that I've been through from the time I was in my mother's womb, even things that I had to suffer that normally people would not talk about is in this book. This book is raw and it's naked, but it's truthful. So I want you to get it. It's called The Journey of False Perception again. It is a very, very powerful book, and it tells you about going through, about struggles, if you've been molested, if you've been rejected, if you grew up in a dysfunctional home, all the things that I had to go through and the thought processes that God brought me through are in this book. I'm telling you, this book has my blood, it has my sweat, it has my tears in it. Very transparent book, very real book, and it will be a blessing to you. I want you to get it again. It's available to you through Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. It's called The Journey of False Perceptions. You would not believe all the years that I've been through in my life and all the things that I've been through in my life, and how I had a false perception of my father, who wasn't in my life, but I didn't let God interpret my experiences. I didn't allow God, for years I didn't allow God to tell me the truth out of his eyes. I was seeing it out of my own pain, out of my own selfishness, jealousy, envy, things like that. And so all those truths are in this book. Again, this book is available through Amazon and Barnes & Noble. It's called The Journey of False Perception. I want to read some of the chapters for you and read some of the things that I've written about it or written in this book that will really, really be a blessing to you. And so I really believe that. So it's about 30-something chapters in this book, 39 chapters in this book. And let me just go through some of the titles that are here. And maybe you can relate to some of the things that I've been through. Maybe you're that person that says, nobody understands what I've been through. Maybe you think that your life is been set up by God, but for the devil. Maybe you think you have no way out. You have no hope. You have no encouragement. You have no power. You have no strength left. This book will help you how to come out of those levels of bondages, the journey of false perceptions. I talk about in this book, chapter 1 is the Genesis, and I go way back from the time I was in my mother's womb and different things that happened to me when my mother was carrying me, things that I found out later that was shaping me even in the womb. Do you know you can get wounded in the womb? You can be wounded from the time you come out of your mother's womb, from the different things that she was going through that was passed down to you through consciousness, through blood, through DNA, through different things that you heard in the spirit form, even when you was in your mother's womb. So I talk about that. I talk about the needed talk. For years, my father wasn't in my life. And finally, after I turned about maybe 30 or 35 years old, I had a needed talk. Dad, why did you leave us to another man who didn't even know who he was as a man? Why did you leave Mama? Why weren't you there for me? Why you never came by and see how I was doing? And I talk about the importance of the needed talk. All these things are in this book, The Journey of False Perceptions. I guarantee you, if anything you've been through in life and it has shaped you and you don't know the truth, you just know what's truth to you. You know, there's a difference between what is true and what is truth. T-R-U-E is true. Did you get raped? That's true. Did he abandon you? That's true. But what's the truth? The truth is that all things work together for the good. And until you see the truth, you'll be a victim of your experiences. The Journey of False Perceptions. Please get that. That's on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. The second book that I was able to write, I wrote 3 books. It's called 33 Confessions, and really it's a continuation of this book. It talks about once you go through those journeys and you learn to see things through the lens of God, through the lens of light and love and not your own experiences. Don't let pain drive you to a person or a purpose. Let purpose drive you there, not pain. And so in the 33 Confessions, this book talks about how to deal with that once you get free and what things that you need to say or believe in that's going to set you free. 33 Confessions is really how to lose weight in the mind. You'd be surprised at the weights that you carry in your mind. Guilt, shame, depression, insecurity, fears, doubt, disbelief. You carry them in your mind. How do you lose those weight in your mind? You got to confess some things. You got to start saying what God is saying about you and not what people are saying about you. One of the greatest deliverance you ever can have in life is when you deliver from people's opinion. 33 confessions, and these are confessions that I practice to this day. Every single day of my life, I say, I am wonderful, I am great, I am beautiful, I am complete, I am saved, I am awesome. It is the I ams of who I am. And until you start making some confessions about yourself, you can't see what you refuse to say. You got to say it, and then you'll see it. You got to say it. You got to speak it. And so 33 confessions. You need to get this book. It's on Amazon and Barnes & Noble as well. 33 confessions, 33 affirmations that you look in the mirror every day and you say these things. And what happens is your spirit and your mind begins to agree with God concerning your life, and your whole life will change. Because if you say it, then you can see it. It's very important. 33 confessions. That's the second book. The third book is a brand new book that I just released called The Kingdom's Table. And this book is powerful. This book is probably coded. You really have to hear it from the Spirit. Really read between the lines, because there's a lot of information in this book. Very powerful book. It's The Kingdom's Table. It really talks about how we should eat. And there's various ways of eating. There's various ways of digesting things. And you can eat things with your eyes, with your mouth. You can eat things with your ears. What are you eating? Are you really sitting at the kingdom's table? Or are you sitting at the kingdom or the table of rejection? Are you sitting at the table of being ostracized? I'm nothing. I'll never be nothing. This kingdom table tells you how to eat. So the first book talks about the journey. Once you get off the journey, change your mind, losing weight in the mind. And once you learn how to lose weight in the mind, then you know what the right thing to put in your mind. Now you're eating from the kingdom's table. 3 books. All these are available on Amazon.com and Barnes & Noble. This is Apostle Robert Jenkins. Thank you for your time. Please purchase this book. They're real simple, inexpensive. It's almost a read in one day. And I guarantee you, if you apply these books to your life, you'll never be the same again. God bless you. I love you. Walk in God's favor.